So today we have something special for you guys. This is a 2004 BMW M3 with a really rare spec. This is 1 out of 6 in the world in diamond metallic. It's finished in black Nappa with a 6-speed manual. So today what we'll be doing with my friend Josh is we're going to be restoring the whole car back to factory fresh. As you can see, we have a lot of parts here, so just follow along as we do that today, and we're going to be finishing this in a few videos.
So to start off the project, we'll be doing the brakes first. As you can see, Josh is taking off the old rotor and cleaning the hub before he's ready to mount on the new disc. Then he'll be lubricating the brake pads before he puts those on, and then he can remount the calipers. Once he's got those back on, he'll be tightening in the retaining pins, and that one's done. While he's working on the brakes, I'll be working on this front fender liner. As you can see, it's kind of worn through the corner. So first we're going to start off by taking off these 8mm heads. Then we can work on removing it. Once I took this out, we realized that the washer fluid tank was leaking, so we got a new grommet and pump to put back in. Once we got that sorted, we got the new second-hand liner back in place and bolted it all down. After this, I'll be moving on to some arts and crafts. We're going to be repainting these Titan Shadow trims. I used the Duplicolor kind of setup here. As you can see, this is a storm gray metallic. This is actually the closest to the factory finish. We're going to start off by sanding this down with 320 grit and then a 600 grit sandpaper. Once we're pretty happy with the smoothness of it and making sure that it's free of all defects, then we can actually get this prepped for primer. Before moving on to the primer, we'll be using a degreaser to make sure there's no dirt or grime on this. Then we can move on to our primer. We're going to be doing this in a few different coats. I actually had to get my friend Kenny to help me out because I was having a little bit of issues with getting this on kind of nice and clean, but this was a scratch and filler one that also kind of helped take any little issues out of it as well. After that, we're moving on to our base coat with the paint. So as you can see, we're placing this down in a few different layers as well. Usually want to start off with a few light ones and then a couple medium, but it came out really, really nice. Catching back up to Josh, he finished up the rear brakes and moved on to the front. He was also removing the old studs as well, so as you can see, he's just heating those up, mounting the new rotor and then the pin as well, and then he can move on to the pads and remounting the calipers again. As he's on the mechanical side of things, I'm more on the clean and refresh side. So I used some of this purple cleaner and degreaser and got the fender liners looking a lot better. Did it on the other side as well. The next thing I did here was kind of run these factory wheels to get them refinished. As you can see, they had some light curbing in the corners, a little bit of a defect with the paint, and as you can see, some 2004 tires, so original to the car. Lastly, a pink car wouldn't be complete without some pink washer fluid. So here's kind of what we've done that first day. We didn't really record a couple parts, and as Josh was saying, what else we find? Well, we're in there. You guys know what to do. Thanks for tuning in.